Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 16 to 20.
In order to understand how a steam locomotive moves forward, it's important to understand how a steam engine operates. Now, I know that this isn't a physics class, so I'll keep it simple. Take a look at the image that I've put up on the screen for you. It should help you understand how heat and water make a steam train move forward. As you can see, there's a wagon called a tender directly behind the locomotive. Coal is carried in the tender, and it's shoveled by the locomotive's fireman into the firebox, which is located in the locomotive's cab. Water is also carried in the tender, and it passes through the firebox to the locomotive's boiler tank, via this long metal tube called an injector tube. As the fire in the firebox gets hotter, its heat and gases enter a series of smaller tubes in the locomotive's boiler tank. The arrangement of these smaller tubes enables the fire to heat the water rapidly. As the tubes heat up, the water in the boiler tank gets converted to steam. The steam is then allowed to escape through the throttle valve, which is located at the top of the boiler tank. When this valve is opened, the steam escapes into the steam chamber, which is situated above the boiler tank. The train driver opens and closes the throttle valve using an accelerator lever in the cab. By regulating the amount of steam entering the steam chamber, the driver speeds up or slows down the train. Once the steam is in the steam chamber, it flows across and down to the bottom of it, where it pushes a piston that is connected to the locomotive's wheels, through a kind of arm, elbow, shoulder joint called a crank and connecting rod. As the piston is pushed, the crank and connecting rod turn the locomotive's wheels and move the train along. When the piston has reached the end of the steam chamber, it can push no further. The crank and connecting rod then push the piston back. This action automatically opens a steam exit valve at the bottom of the chimney so that the used steam can escape upwards. When the steam exit valve closes, the process is repeated again and again, and this is what keeps the wheels turning. So basically, what happens is that the fire heats the water, which, in turn, creates the steam that pushes the piston. The action of the piston then causes the locomotive's wheels to turn. In fact, it's very simple, really.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3.